Alright guys, this is Driver. Welcome back. So last episode we did a barn find and we picked up this little Porsche and that Volvo. Today's project is going to be the Porsche. Doing this video more for Atomic but also for everybody else. Atomic did a request for me to do some more car mechanic simulators. So Atomic, I'm going to build you a little car. So what we're going to do for the start of this video, it's going to be broken up into two, probably going to be clipped together. I'm just going to skip where I'm going through my warehouse and when I'm buying parts on the computer, just because it's a lengthy process. So, Atomic, if you didn't see your new ride in the last video, this is her. Interior looks pretty decent. Motor's pretty well complete, missing a few items. One motor glitch, but we're not going to work around it and not worry about it. Once we get her all built, you won't never see it anyways, right? So, we're going to start by disassembling this old girl. Let's see, back to normal. Get rid of the windshield. Removed. Interesting note with the mods is that you gotta kind of watch where oddball pieces might be lounging around. Does the top come off? Nope. Trunk off, tail light, bumper, plate, rear camshell. That's exhaust. Okay. Well, whatever does the job, right? So let's see here. Car status. Body condition, we're at 1%, so that means we have managed to remove all the body parts that are removable. So we are going to, actually hold on a second here, where was that battery located at? I saw a battery on this thing somewhere. Go ahead and get this battery out, we'll throw it on the charger real quick. Trying to slow down with what I'm doing here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I do tend to get into a little bit of a hurry. That's my fault, nobody else's. Battery's nice and charged, alright. So let's see here. I'm going to kind of stand off to the side. And you can kind of see what the interior looks like here. Looks like it's got some discoloration in places. And we're gonna hit it with a detailing kit. If you ain't never seen this, we're gonna use it. Cost us $100. It's one heck of an electric bill, right? And look at there, all nice and shiny pieces. Let's see. Let's go around over here. Oh yeah, we got the dashboard's all nice and clean now and whatnot. So, unfortunately, body's all rusty. So let's go ahead and kick this over to the lifter. It'll take a second there. All right. So we got her over here at the lifter. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab our welder. And we're going to put that over at the lifter. And I'm going to go ahead and grab our engine puller. Engine crane is what they call it. I've always called it a cherry picker. We'll throw that over here. So first thing we're going to do, I'm going to try this from an angle you can see. We're going to use the welder. Cost us $1,000. But look at that, all nice and cherry, isn't it? So let's get this welder out of our way. And look at that. That body looks immaculate. Just off the showroom floor, right? One glitch that you'll notice with Car Mechanic Simulator, this vehicle has a rear engine. For some reason, it doesn't detect it when you use the engine crane. Still works, it just doesn't detect it correctly. So what we're going to do is we're going to give it a partial lift. What I'm going to do is jump under the hood here for a minute. I'm going to grab that out. Grab our oil filter. The main thing I want to do is I want to locate the starter and remove it. There it is. Sometimes you can remove the starter from under the car. Sometimes you got to do it from in the hood. So like that's accessible on the lifter. Same thing with that. I'm going to try to leave the majority of this motor intact if possible. If I have to pull anything apart under here, I will. So go ahead and get her on the lifter. And I do this kind of in multi-steps. I do everything different than everybody else. Everybody's got their way of doing it. I always strip the body, interior, clean the interior, move it over to a lifter, clean the frame, do what I just did with the motor, what I need to do. Next is suspension. Everything under this thing is going to come off. Suspension, exhaust, we'll yank the fuel tank out of it, the pump, anything under here I can grab. Also be grabbing the transmission, just anything that can be lifted up here. So let's see here. Most of this stuff, it doesn't matter what order you take it off in. I just have a little pattern, or take off whatever ends up taking off, right? Coming apart, this thing's just gonna, just want everything off of it. And that's one corner. Next. I'd also turn down the game volume a little bit more. I'm hoping that the noises aren't that bad. This has so many weird rattly noises and things like that, which add to the game, but can be a little bit annoying over time. So hopefully audio levels will be okay for most. Get that sway bar out of there before we forget all about it. Alright, one end of the suspension is done. The other end down. Not really used to doing rear engine vehicles. Most of the stuff I do has been hot rods, but I've already built anything. You name it, I'll build it. I don't care. Now, for those of you who are thinking about doing a request for a specific build, I will be upfront and honest with you. Looks like I have to take that off from under here. If you're wanting a particular vehicle, I would love to do it. But the chances of me finding that vehicle can be slim to none at times. I can't just go into a junkyard and request that, you know, I get a I don't know, anything, say Lamborghini. I don't even know if I have a mod for a Lamborghini or not. So I can't do that. If you put a request for a specific vehicle like that, I can make a note. Whenever I find one, I'd be happy to do one. But bear in mind that I may not be able to do that for a time being. Alright, suspension is off. Set this transmission out of our way. We'll go ahead and pull out the clutch components real fast. I actually put the clutches back on when I'm on the stand. But for some weird reason I do this here. Alright, so everything else looks like it's going to be pull the motor time. So, and just so you know, if you're ever working on an actual customer's vehicle instead of doing a rebuild like so, I want the oil pan in the right place. Don't ever, well, it won't let you pull the motor if there's oil in it, but don't ever drop the oil pan without draining the oil, because there is a fee, a fine, whatever you want to call it, that will do that to you. So before we pull this motor out, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and separate all the shocks and all the tires. Reason behind that is for the shocks, I can get the parts I need. And for the tires and wheels, I can actually repair most wheels that, you know, are obviously above the 15% threshold if I don't break them in the process. And I tend to forget to take these apart, so I try to make it a habit when I get done with the suspension to come over and do this real fast. And I know I'm doing it a little bit quick here, but I'm pretty sure you can kind of get the gist of what I'm doing. This is some of the stuff that I tend to do kind of fast that I've actually had people ask me to slow down on. That's the last set of wheels. I should not have any more springs to tear apart. Okay, so even though the engine puller is on the wrong side of the spectrum here, pull out. And if we double check our vehicle, we now have global parts conditions at 1%. That means we pulled every part that's available. So we scroll through this whole list, everything's all gray because it's not installed anymore. So let's throw a motor up here, and it'll be that one. We have no clue the condition of any of the parts. And just like with everything else, you got to take things apart in a certain order. So you just kind of have to work with it. Good thing is if you've noticed that you actually can tell what needs to be removed to remove a part. So let's see here. Get the wires off. Let's zoom in on this. These have clips on them. You have to make sure not only to take them off to get it off, but you gotta make sure you put them on to come on. Highlighting those things can be a booger. Always remember to put those back on because it will cause you problems with trying to sell your vehicle or start your vehicle. So you can't pull that. I can pull this cover. Get an alternator out. Let's see, can I take that off? No. Get the pump. I'm not real familiar with these motors, so you'll have to kind of bear with me a little here. Let's get zoomed in on this filter here. So it looks like we're missing a clip up there. Or no, on the sides. But we are missing one clip, so we're going to have to get a clip. Let's see, I can take that off. Grab our fuel filter. Ooh. There is an option in the settings to where it will not zoom when you go to take parts like this off. I kind of like it because it sometimes zooms in the wrong places, but you can use your scroll wheel to, on your mouse to zoom in and out, and I believe it's Q and E. Let me see. Q and E will zoom you back and forth as well. I think there's plenty of nuts and bolts in this. So what we gotta do now? Let's go up here then. There's a shoe. Let's see. Like I said, I'm not real familiar with the style motor. I've already built a few of these though. It can be pretty much fun. I apologize for getting quiet at times. I don't want to just blabber for no reason. And I also get into concentrating. Let's see. Try to click on something to get in the right neighborhood here. It'll ding at you if you do it wrong. Take that part apart. Can't do that side yet. Let's get to the stuff we can get to. Sorry if the screen flickers too much when I'm hovering over these parts. That can be a little horrific on the eyeball. Can I go ahead and pull those? Yeah, I can. Alright. That one. That one. And now we can pull that. A little bit of a different pattern than what I'm used to. Alright, so everything is now disassembled, including that motor. You can see it still shows that we have an engine loaded up on there, but the actual motor is not there. That's just for reassembly purposes. So, you guys have actually seen me do the repair bench. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to stop this for a couple minutes, do my repairs, get all the parts, and I will see you guys here in a bit. So I shall return. Parts we needed. So now that we have all the parts we needed, before I forget when it comes to assembly, we're going to go ahead and put the tires together and get them balanced up. So I picked up all new rubber. While that's doing that, we're going to go ahead and start putting some springs together. And to save a little bit of time, I try to balance as I go. I tend to work a little fast here. I'm trying to go a little slower than normal. All. I'll wait on this balancer, it's about to kick, I think. So it must be all the tires that we have. Yeah, we got two more to balance right there on top of our springs. There should be one more set to install. Yep, just one more. Alright. Sorry if I am moving a little fast. It's kind of an old habit, I guess you could say. The idea is to buy them, build them, and sell them and make a profit, right? Double check, no more new parts. All right, I'm not going to put old packs together. We'll sell all that for scrap here for a little while. We'll get done with our build. And I do appreciate you guys coming along for the ride of building this. It's a, in my opinion, it's a unique build. Yeah, sure, let's just throw in a fuel filter for no reason, right? Just hanging in the air. Alright, so let's see here. Throw that one over there. As I do these, I've always put these rod caps on because you tend to forget. I'm gonna have to do quite a bit of spinning with this style motor here. Get that on there. Makes it just a little bit easier, that way you don't forget later. So as I was going through parts and whatnot, I only picked up one performance part because it replaced the gearbox we already had. And they came out pretty nice. Didn't cost us anything. One performance tranny, that's it, or gearbox as they call it on here. Everything else, I did pick out a few extra quality parts, which basically means they're just a little bit nicer. And I picked those up. Let's zoom out a little here. So I picked those up, and when I went to buy parts, I did not buy anything performance. My normal builds, I performance the crap out of it. Much performance as I can get. But also use parts I already have first. So, for example, these spark plugs here. I got just your plain old plain Jane. They look kind of like Champions with some other logo on it, RD something. There is a performance one that I could put on here. It's only two choices. But I figured I'd keep this one more stock, plain. And the tranny was just something we needed. Unfortunately, the tranny was in good condition, but I broke it somehow. So one of the things that I've yet to understand on this game sometimes is how I can take a part that's 99% perfect and break it when I have a 99% repair chance. But, comes with the territory, right? You win some, you lose some. Put that on there. As you can tell, I'm not doing this in any kind of fancy order. We'll more than likely be missing parts. I wasn't sure the cover, timing cover there. You got A, B, and C on here, and I didn't know. I'm pretty sure it's the C, but I wanted to be sure. I can always take you to a trip in the shop or the store to buy what we gotta buy. There's a little power steering on here. So what are we missing here? Okay, that's hard to see down there, but that's our shaft. And here we go. Bearing caps. Those are kind of important. And there's only 3 on this motor. Once we get that one on, we'll get the other half of the engine block mounted. Might as well throw our flywheel and everything on while we're sitting right here. Zoom out of here. Takes a short minute to build these. Not as long as it would take if we were out there in the garage doing this. Now, I'm not sure about Atomic in the garage, but I know with me, it's always nice to keep a box of Band-Aids laying around. You always end up whacking a knuckle. Come on. There we go. I am running in easy mode in case anybody's wondering. It shows me where all the bolts are, or highlights them. It is cheating a little bit, but you know, that's how I started this game, and I've contemplated on starting a new profile in more of a hard mode, but I don't really want to start over. So this is one we're missing here. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click the part, go to part notes. That's all my parts list from earlier. We're going to delete the list and we're going to add that to our list. We're going to continue building the motor, and then I'll grab our parts later. We'll finish building as much as can be built until I actually need it. Engine cover on here. Gotta have a fuel rail. Blower. Yeah, gotta have a blower. That was a part we were missing, and I actually had in my warehouse. So I grabbed that. I wasn't 100% if we needed it. I'm glad I did. It's where little parts like that come in handy. We're gonna stop putting that together for a minute because we were missing clips, and I don't want to forget to put clips on the, no, not that one, on the distributor caps. Excuse me. Throat's a little garbled there. Clip there. I did not have any more of these clips in my warehouse. There we go. All right. Sorry about clearing my throat there. Try to remember to mute my microphone for that one. And look at that mess of wiring right there for the ignition wires. Good Lord. Looks like a mess, don't it? So we gotta put these belts on. Zoom out a little bit. There we go. Yeah, this is where we're going to need one more clip. I'll have to remember to grab one. So what we'll do is we'll add that to our list of things we need. Gotta love having a shopping cart. So let's see, what else are we missing here? Zoom out. As you can tell, anything that's missing to install is in a ghost form right here. So, let's go online shopping. When you first start the game, if you've never played, and you come to the store, this is what it looks like. We are in the up parts, which is just your generic parts. You got rims, got body parts, your interior tags, which are your license plates, tires, the boost, obviously. Body tuning gives you custom lights. Just to give you an example, it gives you different kind of lights. Now we are working with a mod. And hold on, and this is also the custom gearbox. So for mods, you have to go to this fresh import goods, and I did a Porsche search, and we were installing parts for a Speedster. Hopefully I don't have to return here, but anyhow, let's carry on. Let's see, we need a timing cover. I'll just put Tim. Just a couple of letters to get your search started. Let's see, timing cover C, right? That one's it. We'll buy one of those. $200. Man, oh man. And then we need a clip. And it's clip B. Always make sure you grab the right one, boys and girls. Nothing like buying the wrong part and then realizing later on that now you got to store it in the warehouse, because you don't get as much back for it new as you would if you know where I'm getting with that. So from the looks of it, I don't see no more little ghostly images here. Don't mind me, I'm just kind of clicking around so we don't click through the block. Looks like we have everything here. So now that we do, we can take this off the crate, off the engine stand, anyhow. And then we're going to install a fresh 100% motor. Yeah, let's go ahead and put our cherry picker back up. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and get our suspension and all of our underneath goodies all bolted back up. It's up to you how you want to start and where you want to start. Battery can be put in whether you're up inside the compartment or out here. Kind of convenient. Me, I just start throwing parts in until it, you know, as long as it makes sense, I just kind of do it. And the one downside is that I'm actually max level on this profile. Well, that was one reason I was contemplating starting another profile in hard mode. But like I said, who wants to start over, right? As you get leveled up through this game, your ability to take parts on and off quicker improves over time. And you get diagnostic tools and all kind of stuff. So if we're actually working on a customer's car and repairing it for him, so just for a prime example, Atomic gets his pretty new ride here next day or two, and then he goes out and blows up something in the motor. I can use the diagnostic tools to figure it out and put it back together for him. If I know Atomic well enough, I don't think he's going to go out and blow the motor up. But you never know, that kid in him might just come out and be like, ooh, sports car. It says speedster, so I go speed, right? Fast as it goes. I mean, I bought the whole speedometer, let's use all of it, right? So, you know, in a way, I kind of have to treat this like it is the customer's car. But here's the funny thing. The customer doesn't know he's getting the car. Sadly, this virtual world, he won't actually get the car. It'll get put up in my parking garage and stored. Man, isn't that wheel shiny? Alright, let's just to get back to the end. This is the performance transmission that I had laying around that we're slapping in this old girl. So the way you know, it'll have red in it. Most of the performance parts have some kind of red in it somewhere. Oops, you just don't put that on yet. Always try to get a lot of the suspension all mounted up first. But it happens, it's already there. I had to buy one of these rear wheel hubs. I didn't have one laying around. Alright, that corner's all done. Let's zoom our way over here. Don't want to put that cover on yet. How you want to put the parts together is all up to you. Me, I like to try to do it where I don't have things in my way that's going to glitch through and clip or whatever you want to call it. Try to do it more semi-realistic in a sense. Oops. Come on, I want to put the disc on. There we go. one wheel and tire. All new fresh rubber. Isn't that shiny still? Man, oh man. Alright, so everything under here is on. Let's double check this end. Make sure we're not missing anything. Looks good to me. So let's set this old girl back down toward the ground a little bit. And we're going to stick our head here in the engine compartment. We're going to need an oil filter. They call it a brake servo, which is nothing more than a brake booster kit. And I don't see anything. Oh, starter. It won't start without that. Unless we want to push start this. And I know how this is going to work with Atomic. He's going to make me push and he'll run the clutch inside the vehicle. And then run off and leave me in a cloud of dust. You know, won't even get a ride. So, and then the one last thing we got to do, go back to this mode here. Oil fill plug. Alright. Tilt down. Whoop, I think she's full. See how we did. Look at that. Right on the map. Oh, that's kind of cool. Moving my mouse, I did not realize that that tilted. But as you can see, she's right on the full mark there. Put that back up. So let's see here. All the way to the ground now. And throw somebody in a milk crate. We're going to push this thing back over to the entrance door so we can put the body parts back on it. So I'm hoping that I have all the parts here. Not 100% on that. But we're going to take it for a whirl and see what happens. Door. No mirror there. Trunk. Now, Atomic, I don't know if you noticed a minute ago, but I did equip your vehicle with fresh Nevada plates. I'll send you a bill for the registration transfer later. The one crazy thing about this game, the cost me $1,700 for a pair of Nevada plates, and in case y'all didn't notice, Atomic 67 is written on the tag. So they're customized plates, $1,700 bucks. I hope that covers like 5 years or something. So let's go back into normal view. And we also picked up a fresh set of interior, so you get a brand new set of seats, pretty little buckets. And there we go. And a new clean shiny steering wheel to hold on to. And we'll leave the door for a minute. Let's see here. Global body condition. Uh-oh, we're missing something. What are we missing here? Rear camshaft. Ah, yes. That was, how did I do that before? That was a way to assembly. Come on. Gotta put the exhaust on it, basically. There was a way to crouch down. I'm trying to remember what key that was. Not that one, not that one, or that one. Okay, so let's see here. Let's try this again. 100, 100, everything's 100 all the way across. And we're not missing any parts. So I'm going to go ahead and slam the trunk. It's not a hood, but it's a trunk. Alright, so inside's all nice and clean and pretty for you, sir. And I'm sure you'd like me to start her up for you, wouldn't you? Let's see. Purr's pretty quiet if you ask me. Unfortunately, being in the garage, I can't turn the wheel or rev it up or anything like that for you. But, you know what, boys and girls, let's finish this off by going for a little drive. So we're not going to do anything crazy. We didn't build a race car here. So we're going to go to, it's called the abandoned airport. We're going to take that car. The abandoned airport is just a place more or less you can just kind of drive around. It's not a track, no jumps that I can recall of, and no airplanes to run into. Well, a bunch of parked crap. You gotta watch for containers. On the plus side, if we do wreck it into something, I guess I have to pay the bill. My insurance covers it. But being in the gaming industry here, we ain't gotta worry about damage. So let's see here. Sounds like she's already purring. So there's an outside view. I'm moving my mouse around. I can't do anything as far as looking differently. So there's another camera view. Oh, I can move with this camera view. So don't she look good in the sunlight? Wish I could get a picture that way. And back inside the vehicle we go. Cannot move the camera around at all. So she ain't very peppy, but she'll look cool. She slides, don't she? Tommy, can you feel the wind in your hair? She's a slider, isn't she? What she tops out at? Talked about you being the crazy one. It looks like I'm being the crazy one here. She does 60 mile an hour at least. Second gear. Brakes work good. Squirrely, sir. She is a little squirrely. So, no, she won't do donuts either. She does not like that, does she? Not a bad sounding car, though. Alright, boys and girls, so that is a pretty nice looking little car, and the only thing we did not do is a paint job. And I didn't see the need of doing a paint job because the only thing that I actually had to purchase was the windshield. Pretty little car, isn't it? Tomic, I hope you enjoy it. Boys and girls, this is going to be it for the video today. If you enjoyed this video, hit a like. If you don't mind, if you'd like to see more content like this, feel free to subscribe to me. I do a variety of different games. Car Mechanic Simulator obviously is one of them. Farming Simulator 17 and 19. American Truck Simulator, once in a blue moon I do a little Euro truck. And I also stream over on Twitch. Videos and streaming is kind of hit and miss right now. I have a real busy work schedule. Hopefully things will back off and I can actually get back to doing more videos and stuff for you guys. But on that note, guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will catch y'all in the next video. See ya.